Hello there, I am Bonnie. Welcome to another video. Today I'll be setting up my bullet journal for September, and this month is really exciting because I'm doing a couple of things differently and trying new stuff. The first of which is that I'm not painting or illustrating anything in this setup. Instead, everything has been pre-printed, and I'll make sure to link the document that I prepared in the description box in case you liked this or some elements and wanted to create it or use something from this setup. And the other thing is I'll be trying waterfall tabs or Dutch doors. The theme for this month is peacocks and maybe coquette core, but not really. This is just a pink, lacy, sort of vintagey theme. Anyway, my sister chose peacocks, and coincidentally, I had at that time taken inventory of my ephemera collection, and one of it was leftover prints of some peacocks in a project that I did some years back. Otherwise, I probably would have not done such a theme, and I would have requested that she change it because painting or drawing peacocks is too complicated for me at this point in time. But anyway, I was really glad to find those prints because truth be told, I do want to do a peacock theme, but again, as I said, drawing them, not an option for me now. So this is perfect. This setup barely took an hour to finish, only because I pre-printed everything and cut most of the elements beforehand, because I haven't done a collage theme before, and I wanted to make sure that I like how things look, because I become a persnickety biscuit about this stuff. So this is very planned out. And for the sake of simplicity, I had cut the Dutch door tabs in advance so that the cuts are clean and precise and exactly where I want them to be. Alright, so the first thing I did for the cover page is place down this script washi, quote unquote, which I printed on sticker paper, and I crumbled it to give it some texture. Then I brought out the first of two peacock images and glued it down. And later on, I took it off and re-glued it because I had accidentally placed it too much to the right and it left too little space to write on the opposite page. You will understand that in a second. The last element of this cover page is a month title and a mini calendar, which I printed on a pink background that is the same color as the peacock illustration background. I fiddled with the placement until I liked it and made sure it's straight before moving on to the next spread. We will start by cutting a strip of script washi in the same size as the one I used on the cover page because I'll be replicating what I just did on the page behind it, sans the calendar and monthly title. And I did this primarily because I do not like seeing the back of the peacock print peeking off the side, even though it's such a small area. But this is one of my main issues with waterfall tabs, is that when you flip the tab, it doesn't necessarily look as good as it did when it is right side up, I guess. So I replicated the decoration, and then I had made 3 headers for the 3 sections that are going to be on this page, glued them down, made sure they were glued straight and not crooked. On the other side, we will have a vertical calendar layout and the month title, but both on a white background. I was inspired to try a vertical layout a couple of weeks ago, but I already had my August setup ready, so I decided to do it in September, and I think it was because of Aaron Smith, though I could have mixed the names up. But anyway, I thought that the calendar and the month title on this spread being in white would make the spread look quite balanced. 2 reasons I went with a white background for the calendar. 1, there was a pink strip on the same page, and 2, I wanted to highlight the weekends, but I couldn't find an exact match to the pink I used, but I could easily achieve what I wanted with a white paint marker. So I decided to do that, and I was a little skeptical, but I really like how that turned out. And I played around with the placement of the title until I liked how it looked, then glued them down. On the third tab and final spread of this layout, yes, much shorter than usual, I started by placing down this black lace washi tape. I love this one, it's my favorite from the set that I showed, and I do wish it was matte, but anyway. This is going to be a dashboard/monthly review spread. So on the left page it will be the dashboard for the month with an Alastair method task list, and then sections for reminders, finance, and my lifestyle trackers, also in a new layout that I'm trying. And I had made and sized the labels for all of them, so I only glued them down and made sure they were not crooked. On the other side is going to be my monthly review, and I started with a label for that, and then my usual headers in addition to a new one, which is goals progress, because I made a goals and focus section on the calendar page, so I thought it was appropriate to have a section to reflect on it at the end of the month. Usually I have this at the end of my setup with the dashboard and weeklies encompassed between the monthly log and the monthly review, but I really did not want to add more tabs than this, and I did not like the idea of having pages in between the tabs but with no tabs, if that makes any sense. And I was going to forego weeklies altogether for this month, and I really tried to plan it and think about it, but in the end, I just decided to do my weeklies after the last tab because I don't think I can do without them. And rather than set them all at once as I usually do, I printed labels for the entirety of the month, and I will just stick down the day's label use however much space I need before sticking down the label for the other day. And there is 4 weeks in September, so I prepared enough labels to last me through the month, and I will probably use some black number stickers just for funsies. But this is it for my September setup. Let's take a look all at once. This is much shorter and simpler than usual, not really my planning style, but I do really love the color scheme. But I do hope you like this one as much as I do, and I'm really excited to try all the new things with this setup because there's a lot of those. Leave a peacock emoji if you got to the end, and I will see you in the next one.